Well, it is 11 a.m. We try to do this once a year at 11 a.m. We do it on Francis Marion Day, which is actually the day that Francis Marion, the General Marion, died, since no one knows exactly what year or what day he was born on. So we celebrate Francis Marion Day on the date of his death. So this particular award was created by the university, Francis Marion University, in the Morning News in 2012. It's named after General Marion. The award recognizes PD area citizens who have made sustained and significant contributions to improve the region and the lives of its residents. The Marion Medallion is the signature public service award in the PD region and is given each year on or about February 27th, Francis Marion Day. Since its inception, the award has been bestowed upon an array of community heroes who have demonstrated deep devotion and service to further lives of people in their community. The medallion itself, and every time I do this, I tend to drop the medallion. I'll try to avoid that today. It's 2 pounds in size, it's gold-plated, it's 6 inches in diameter. There's the likeness of General Francis Marion on one side and the recipient names on the other side. It's a beautiful medallion. I would ask the past recipients to stand and remain standing while I read your name. Let's hold their applause until all have been recognized. 2012, Kathy Baxley. Henry Johnson and Hayward King. 2013, Bill and Olive Timberlake. Ralph Porter. 2014, Henry Beatty and Clyde Odom. And Henry Brunson. 2015, John and Vicki Kirby, Paige Alexander and Deanna Strickland. 2016, Carlos Washington and Manna House recognized as an organization. 2017, Reggie Armstrong, Carl Harmon and Courtney Graham. 2018, W.O. Billy Powers and Help for Kids recognized as an organization. 2019, Chuck McNeil and the Parking Lot Ministry recognized as an organization. 2020, Mayor Stephen Wakila and Alan Floyd. 2021, Allie Brooks and Hope Health recognized as an organization. 2022, Jean Leatherman and Ellen Hamilton recognized through the coalition. 2023, Tim Norwood, Jim Brown, and Pat Gibson High Moore. 2024, Myra Horowitz and Jane Boswell. And today's award, first recipient today, will be presented by Murray Hartzler, the university's athletic director. Director Hartzler, will you come forward?
Well, I have the honor of introducing Debbie Wall, who is a Francis Marion College graduate and a Patriot athlete for us, I think. You probably have all heard of the term servant leadership. I grew up, or was introduced to the thing of culture for service thing, and that's Debbie. Culture for service means to call to action using your education and your professional experience to serve the greater good and serve the greater community. And that's Debbie Wall to a T. She was a multi-sport athlete, excelled in tennis, basketball, softball, and golf, graduated from McClellan High School in 1968. She went on to earn her Associate of Arts degree in psychology from USC Florence, and then graduated in 1972 for Francis Marion College, which was the first graduating class at Francis Marion. She later did graduate work at the University of South Carolina. Athletically, she was #1 singles for 3 years at McClanagan and was part of the program's 40-match winning streak, a record at that time. She was selected as the team's most valuable player. On the basketball court, she averaged 20 points a game over her career and was named to the North-South All-Star basketball game as a senior. On the softball diamond, she was a member of the 1965 and 66 Amateur Softball Association Fast Pitch State Championships teams. So quite the athletic career there. In college, she was a #2 singles player on the men's team, okay? All right? For the first year, because there was no women's team. And then when Francis Marion College was formed, she played #1 singles on the Patriot women's squad and only lost twice in 2 seasons. This is where the award really comes into sustained significant contributions to improve the region and lives of the residents. She worked for the City of Parks and Recreation in Florence for 20 years, serving in many roles, including athletic director and recreation director. Among her accomplishments was starting the Florence Youth Softball Association of Girls in 1968. And if you remember my previous comments, she graduated high school in 1968. Quite the accomplishment at that time. She coached numerous teams in a variety of sports and was a softball umpire for 14 years in various leagues and associations. In 1985, there was an inquiry by a former Harlem Globetrotter, Fulton Hines, about senior athletic programs in Florence. Thus, she starts the Senior Sports Classic. Starts in Florence with about 50 people for 60 and 70-year-olds. And what begins as a one-day event grows to over 3,000 seniors participating around the state in a program that ends with a 4-day event, a state game celebration in May each year. There are currently 26 sports and 82 events held as part of the state games. So it's been out of Francis Marion, and it's an amazing undertaking. After her career at the City of Florence, she worked in real estate for 15 years. She served as a charter member of the Athletic Hall of Fame Board for Florence, and is a member of 4 different Hall of Fames. It's my honor to present Debbie Wall, the Marion Medallion. We'll get some pictures afterwards.
Wow, who is that person? I'm very honored to be here today, and I'm accepting this behalf on all of the people that I've worked with in the past, the South Carolina Senior Sports Classic in particular, since that's our association with Francis Marion, but I've been associated with Florence, as Murray mentioned, and Francis Marion my whole life, and I'm very proud of Florence. It's amazing what's happened in Florence. All the beautiful buildings and the new, I mean, it's a whole different complexion. I'm honored to have my sister Betsy and her husband Jim Young here, and they're from Columbia, and they came down, and it just looks like a different city to them. Betsy grew up here in Florence, and it's totally different. Beautiful. We tried revitalization downtown 3 times, but this time it really stuck. We have the little theater, the new little theater. We have the new museum. The library is gorgeous. It all started, I'm sure, with Freedom Florence, because that came about when I was here too. But I'm really proud of Florence and proud to be from Florence. I'm proud to be recognized with all these distinguished honorees. Ralph was was chief of the police when I was recreation director, and I went to school with Vicki and John Kirby and Alan Floyd, and back then Francis Marion had one building, the Stokes building. We took a bus to Mars Bluff Elementary School, and it was really a primary school, so you had to almost get down on your knees to drink water from the water fountain. But it has surely come a long way, including this beautiful building that we're in today. I'm proud of what Murray has done with athletics at Francis Marion. He's given it stability and sustained growth throughout the college career. His college career with us, and nobody can even mention all that Fred Carter has done for Francis Marion. I think we could put Dr. Carter up against any past and present president of a college anywhere in the United States. He's that good. So we're very fortunate to have all of those people involved. And Daryl Bridges has been a great supporter of the Sports Classic and me at Francis Marion for a number of years. So Daryl, I appreciate you being here too. And all my friends and coworkers that work with me either at the city or with the Sports Classic, glad for y'all to be here. Murray's given you kind of a background of what the Sports Classic is. It's a health initiative for South Carolina adults. And those 50 people that we started at Francis Marion 40 years ago were 60 to 70-year-olds. Now we have 40-year-olds to 100-year-olds. And yes, we have 100-year-olds. And it's amazing to see a 94-year-old lady run track or a 96-year-old swimmer. But what's more amazing is to see the grandkids cheer on their grandparents. Kind of a role reversal there. Or to see father and son partner up to play pickleball and go to nationals and have that family bond. So we're dedicated primarily to have adults get up and get moving and do something they enjoy. They might not like a regimented workout or to go to the gym every day, but if they can play a sport that they used to play, or in the case of women that didn't have sports growing up, a lot of them, to start a new sport, to start cycling or archery, bow and arrows, or, it's just amazing to see what all you can do to a person's life by giving them a lifelong ambition. So I'm very grateful for this award and very proud to accept it on behalf of the Senior Sports Classic. We have a number of Sports Classic volunteers here today. Y'all stand up if you have helped in any way with the Senior Sports Classic, please. Volunteered or been on the board or... because it's just as impactful to the volunteers as it is to the participants. So thank you very much for this prestigious award. I'm very honored.
Now I'm happy to introduce Kyla Frazier with the Morning News to present the next award.
Good morning. So I get to present the next Marion Medallion to the Miracle League of Florence County. And I have to say this is my first introduction to this organization. And as I started reading and looking a little deeper into who these folks are and what they do, I had to stop because I would never make it through this without crying. So afterward, I intend to watch every video and attend a few games as I'm able to. So the Miracle League of Florence County provides for a modified style of baseball tailored toward participants with physical and/or mental disabilities. Because of this organization, children as well as adults with these challenges have the ability to join a team and play one of America's greatest sports. Founded in the fall of 2014, this local Miracle League has gone from playing on a regular baseball field with 4 teams and 40 participants to having its own purpose-built field designed for players and their parents or buddies to walk, run, and roll on. Participation has grown to an average of 250 athletes for the spring and fall seasons over the years, although Kevin just said they're at 257, I think, right now, so it's continuing to grow, with players ranging in age from 3 to 83. Some are physically challenged, some are mentally challenged, some are in wheelchairs, and some are not. Game days are held during the week, and on any given one, the field is packed with players, league supporters, and baseball buddies from Florence and surrounding counties. A player's buddy, who accompanies each player on the field, is sometimes a parent, but more often than not is a volunteer or a local student athlete. In fact, I just learned that my own wonderful sales rep, Wilson Long, back here, was a buddy and said it was one of the most rewarding things he's ever done. The Miracle League of Florence County has grown every year since its inception and is working to not only continue expanding current facilities, but to grow teams and find new sponsors. Their fundraising efforts have been rewarding, but there's always more to do. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Vicki and Kevin Elliott, long-term board members, to accept the 2025 Marion Medallion for the Miracle League of Florence County.
All right, I'm gonna start off by saying that we really appreciate the honor. Thank you, Francis Marion, Morning News. This really means a lot to us. Start off, and also I'm gonna say Ronnie Pridgeon, former director of Parks and Rec. If it wasn't for him 10 years ago, he had this vision of the Miracle League in Florence. If it wasn't for that, we may not be where we're at today. He called one time and said he was gonna have a little trial run one weekend just to see how it went. Put it out there on short notice. We had like 15, 16 people show up. So he decided to do it again the next week. Had about the same. Well, we didn't know Ronnie, he didn't know us, but we took our son, which is an athlete, and he asked me and my wife if we would kind of head up and get it going, and we were like, absolutely. Whew. As you can tell, this league means the world to me and to so many other families. Baseball is such a popular sport. So many people don't get to play. And with the Miracle League, parents, adults, parents have the opportunity to sit in the stands and see their brothers, sisters, whatever it is, playing. And that's why we like to have buddies on the field, so the parents or family members can actually sit in the stands and enjoy like, most people do. So, but we have come a long ways. We started out when we were having to play on regular dirt fields. Of course, we get a little bit of rain, we couldn't play, wheelchairs, walkers, and then we were able to build a field. So now we get rain. I tell them all the time I'm the best groundskeeper there is, because we got a rubber field now. We have the straightest lines on any field around. But then we were able to build an all-inclusive playground also, which is right out at the field, and anytime you go by, it's packed, a lot of people. And then last fall, we were able to open up our second rubberized field. So now we play 2 nights a week now since we had our second field built. But all these things that we've accomplished we couldn't do it without a wonderful board. they work hard. Former board members, we have some here. And, you know, I personally want to thank y'all. Because it wouldn't be possible without everybody's hard work. So again, I just want to thank Francis Marion, thank Morning News for this award.
I'm usually the emotional one, so him getting upset, okay, but I'm going to try not to. But just to add a little to what Kevin said, you know, we are so grateful for this recognition. We understand the magnitude of its honor with all the recipients before us and the extraordinary work that they've done in our community. Congratulations to you as well. But Miracle League is a dream come true for our family because we both played ball all of our lives, and then to have a child that couldn't play was very hard. But because of Miracle League, our son Matthew now gets to play. But it's also a dream come true for so many other families that wouldn't have the opportunity to be part of a team or be accepted. And I told somebody the other day, Nathan Dawsey, who is now our Parks and Rec director, that little Miracle League complex out there is like, it's their place. You know, they don't have a place that they can go to, but it's their safe place. And they know that when they come out there, they're going to feel loved, they're going to feel accepted, and they're not going to be judged for that hour or so that they're out there. So we will continue to work hard for those that have different abilities, and just remember to please always be kind, and inclusion matters. Thank you.
Wonderful, and congratulations to both Debbie Wall and the Miracle League of Florence County. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful day.